Hello, you're watching Hornbilltv's Prime Time. Now headlines. NASA Crew 9 astronauts Sunita Williams, Nick Hawk, Butch Wilmore and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Korbunov breathed earthly air for the first time in over 9 months on Wednesday after the successful splashdown of SpaceX Dragon capsule. The US government has released approximately 80,000 pages of previously classified records related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy following an executive order by President Donald J. Trump. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday, approved the revised National Programme for Dairy Development, an official statement said. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh highlighted on Wednesday the importance of developing and uniting the northeast region of the country. Rashtriya Janata Dal President Ladu Yadav on Wednesday appeared before the ED in connection with its probe into Land for Jobs scam. Now the news in detail. Assam Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma was seen scolding SP Gacha for keeping tight security, saying he is not a thief nor a dacoit to give so much security around him. He came to meet people, not police. This incident happens when CM came to Deshparked Darun Ram Pukan Higher Secondary School for attending Golden Jubilee.
Police
A horrific fire broke out at Premtala Point in Silchar on Wednesday afternoon. The fire engulfed an electrical shop, reducing goods worth several lakhs of rupees to ashes. Local residents, upon noticing the fire, immediately informed the fire brigade and emergency services. After receiving the alert, the fire brigade team and SCRF personnel arrived at the scene and managed to bring the blaze under control after some time. It has been preliminarily determined that the fire originated due to an electrical short circuit. Although the damage caused by the fire was significant, the prompt response of the fire brigade and SCRF team prevented the situation from worsening further. Manipur Lok Sabha MP Dr. Angom Chapimol Akoijam on Wednesday raised the issue of the blockade on National Highways 2 and NH37 during 0 hour. He emphasized severe repercussions by the blockade, including rising prices of essential goods, travel fares, and the obstruction of free movement and the right to livelihood.
To something which our finance minister had also mentioned on this floor, about the blockades of National Highway, particularly National Highway number 2 and National Highway number 37. This stretch in our country has been the site of illegal taxation by all kinds of armed groups for many years. A cement bag which is available for 300 or 350, barely 200 kilometers away in Dimapur, is sold in Imphal around 700, 800 rupees. So it has affected the economy, and it has been a decades-old problem, but things have become serious with the ongoing crisis. Some people are holding the citizens of the state to ransom in the name of separate administration. They have been trying to object the free movement of population on these highways. They have also resisted to the idea of resettlement of people in their original homes. and this has been going on from the day one. And I would like to draw the attention of this House that people are suffering because of this, which is a tacit support of the government. It seems that you have been partitioning people on communal lines. People in Churachampur are traveling, for instance, 300 plus kilometers to travel, to catch a flight from Aizol rather than going to Imphal, which is barely 50 kilometers. And people from Imphal cannot afford flight. They have to, all of them have been using flight to go to Guwahati or Kolkata. This inconvenience has been going on. And I think I would recommend and appreciate the move of the governor to open these highways. But it seems that he has buckled down under pressure from these communal forces, which is positioning the so-called separate administration as an issue to justify this deprivation of basic human rights of the citizens, that of Article 19, free movement, and that of Article 21, right to life, which also includes right to livelihood. And I think so the government must take firm action to clear these roads and allow free movement of citizens in the state. Thank you, Madam Chairperson.
The U.S. government has released approximately 80,000 pages of previously classified records related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy following an executive order by President Donald J. Trump. The records were made available on Tuesday without redactions, said an official statement from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Trump had previously highlighted the need for transparency, stating that the continued redaction and withholding of information from records pertaining to the assassination of JFK is not consistent with the public interest, and the release of these records is long overdue. His executive order 14176 directed that all remaining records be fully released as per the statement. Upon receiving the President's decision, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard sent a directive across the intelligence community instructing agencies to provide all unredacted records within the President John F. Kennedy assassination records collection to the National Archives and Records Administration for immediate release. The release follows decades of secrecy. In 1992, Congress had mandated that all JFK assassination records be declassified by 2017. However, both Trump and President Joe Biden delayed full disclosure due to national security concerns. Tuesday's release is part of an effort to provide maximum transparency and a commitment to rebuild the trust of the American people in the intelligence community and federal agencies. NASA Crew 9 astronauts Sunita Williams, Nick Hawk, Butch Wilmore and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbunov breathed earthly air for the first time in over 9 months on Wednesday after the successful splashdown of SpaceX Dragon capsule. The astronauts disembarked the capsule on stretchers as is customary. This precaution is taken by SpaceX for all astronauts returning from long-duration space missions. Earlier, a worker rinsed the Crew Dragon spacecraft with fresh water to remove as much salt water as possible. The side hatch of the Crew Dragon remains closed throughout its time in orbit. After docking with the ISS, astronauts enter and exit through a different patch on top of the vehicle. NASA astronauts Nick Hawk and Russian cosmonaut Alexander Gorbunov have been in space since September 2024. However, Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams had been away much longer. Their journey began last June. Initially expected to last just a week, the mission was extended to more than 9 months due to issues with their Boeing Starliner capsule, which delayed their return. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt earlier stated that U.S. President Donald Trump had fulfilled his promise to bring home the forgotten astronauts.
Time splashdown. Oh, it looks like we're getting our next crew member here. That is none other than Sunny Williams. Big smile, big waves. She, like her other crew members, now will be assisted onto the mobility aid.
There we have it, some waves, some thumbs up, and some smiles.
The Defence Minister Rajnath Singh highlighted on Wednesday the importance of developing and uniting the northeast region of the country, especially the border area, saying that projects such as Arunachal Frontier Highway, along with infrastructural projects in Tawang, will play a big role in that. The opening of the Arunachal Frontier Highway will also play a big role in uniting the entire northeast region, especially the border areas. This highway, which is about 2,000 kilometers long, is no less than a strategic asset for the northeast region and in a way for India. It will also act as an economic asset for the entire region, the Defence Minister said during his address at a major bob karting memorial organized at Manekshaw Centre in New Delhi. He further highlighted the qualities of major bob karting being present in India's foreign policy too. The Defence Minister said karting worked in many positions in civil administration in many areas of Northeast. He also contributed a lot in the formation of Shastra Simapal. Apart from this, by forming Nagaland Armed Police, he established peace in the region and played an important role in bridging the gap between the people and the government. As the Chief Secretary of Nagaland, he also initiated many reforms, Rajnath Singh said.
तो अभी हमें चलना शुरू भर किया है, अभी तो हमें आगे लंबा जाना है और दूर तक जाना है। साथियों, मेजर बाब खातिंग अपनी एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रोफिशिएंसी के लिए भी जाने जाते थे। उस समय नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अनेक क्षेत्रों में उन्होंने सिविल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में भी कई पदों पर अपनी जिम्मेदारी का निर्वाह किया है। उस दौरान उन्होंने जो स्टेप्स लिए वो आज तक हमें गाइड कर रहे हैं। सशस्त्र सीमा बल के गठन में भी उनका एक बहुत बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है। इसके अलावा नागालैंड आर्म पुलिस का गठन करके भी उन्होंने उस रीजन में पीस स्टैब्लिश किया और जनता तथा सरकार के बीच की दूरी को मिटाने में उन्होंने बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका का निर्वाह किया। नागालैंड के चीफ सेक्रेटरी के रूप में भी उन्होंने कई रिफॉर्म्स की भी शुरुआत की थी। एक सरकार के रूप में हमने भी मेजर बाब खातिंग से उनके गवर्नेंस और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के गुणों को सीखा है। हमारी सरकार ने एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स पर अपना ध्यान केंद्रित किया है। मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट और मैक्सिमम गवर्नेंस और गुड गवर्नेंस के प्रयासों के माध्यम से हमने जनता और सरकार के बीच की दूरी को जिस हद तक मिनिमाइज कर सकते थे वो करने की कोशिश की है। डिजिटल इंडिया और जैम ट्रिनिटी के माध्यम से आज एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पहले की तुलना में कहीं ज्यादा पीपल ओरिएंटेड हुआ है। साथियों, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के इसी इंपॉर्टेंस को समझते हुए हमारी सरकार ने उस रीजन में डेवलपमेंट को प्रायोरिटी दी है। यदि मैं कुछ इंफ्रा प्रोजेक्ट्स के नाम गिनाऊं तो आप सब असम के तेजपुर को अरुणाचल के तवांग से जोड़ने वाली 13,000 फीट पर बनी सेला टनल के बारे में आप सभी अच्छी तरह जानते हैं। यह टनल नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन में कनेक्टिविटी को और भी मजबूत करेगी। यानी जिस तवांग को मेजर बाब खातिंग ने भारत में इंटीग्रेट किया था, उस तवांग को हम ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स के माध्यम से लोगों के और करीब लाने का काम कर रहे हैं।
We'll take a short break, so stay tuned.
Itu video de amikhan janibo kinaga amikhan laga diet pra tel do komti kuribo moina de tel kina time de komti aro kiman tel lage iman hi kinibi itu bra apuni tel khato monitor koribole paribo subji paka time de tel do bottle bra nohi kina hodai ekta chamos pra nap kuri kina dalibi gao ge bar rakhibo khorone kisim tel cholai thakibi tel ke bar gorom nakribi aro ekbar tel ke cholai dise kule itu tel do aro pakabo khorone na cholabi butter aro ghee nishna khan komti aro lagya amount hi cholabi itu video de apni khan janishe ke kinaga nijor laga diet pra tel laga istemal komti kuribo ahibi aro dubara janibo ke aji ki sikishe Moina de tel kina time de komti aru kiman tel lage iman hi kinibi itu para apuni tel khado monitor kuribole paribo subji paka time de tel do bottle bra nohikina hodai ekta chamos pra nap kurikina dalebi gao ke bar rakhibo karne kisim tel cholai thakibi tel ke bar gorom nakribi aru ekbar tel ke cholai dishikule idu tel do aru pakobo khorne na cholabi butter aru gi nisna khan to komti aru lage amount hi cholabi.
Welcome back. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday, approved the revised National Programme for Dairy Development, an official statement said. The revised NPDD, a central sector scheme, has been enhanced with an additional Rs 1,000 crore, bringing the total budget to Rs 2,790 crore for the 15th Finance Commission cycle. This initiative focuses on modernizing and explaining dairy infrastructure, ensuring the sector's sustained growth and productivity. The revised NPDD will impetus the dairy sector by creating infrastructure for milk procurement, processing capacity and better quality control. It is intended to help farmers gain better access to markets, ensure better pricing through value addition and improve the efficiency of the supply chain, leading to higher incomes and greater rural development. Rashtriya Janata Dal President Lalu Yadav on Wednesday appeared before the Enforcement Directorate in connection with its probe into Land for Jobs scam. Meanwhile, RJD supporters have been protesting outside the ED office in Patna. On Tuesday, Lalu Prasad's wife and RJD leader Rapri Devi and his son Tej Pratap Yadav appeared before the ED for questioning in connection with the case. Earlier this month, the Central Bureau of Investigation concluded its arguments on charges against former Railway Minister Lalu Prasad Yadav, Rapri Devi, Tejaswi Yadav, former Minister Premchand Gupta and other accused in the case. The case was related to alleged corruption in the tender of IRCTC hotels. The CBI said there is sufficient material to frame charges against all accused persons. This case is connected with a period when Lalu Prasad Yadav was a railway minister from 2004 to 2009. A delegation of 6 Supreme Court judges led by Justice B.R. Gavai will visit relief camps in violence-affected Manipur on March 22 to strengthen legal and humanitarian support. Justices B.R. Gavai, Surya Kant, Vikram Nath, M.M. Sundaresh, K.V. Viswanathan and N. Kotiswar will embark on the special visit. Justice Gavai is the Executive Chairman of the National Legal Services Authority. Justice N. Kotiswar Singh hails from Manipur. Nalsa said in a press release nearly 2 years after the devastating sectarian violence of May 3, 2023, which led to the loss of hundreds of lives and displaced over 50,000 people, many continue to seek refuge in relief camps across Manipur. This visit by the SC judges highlights the ongoing need for legal and humanitarian assistance to these affected communities. Justice Gavai will virtually inaugurate legal services camps and medical camps across all districts of Manipur, as well as the new legal aid clinics in Imphal East, Imphal West and Ukhrul districts. This will also include distribution of essential relief materials to internally displaced persons. A team of 25 specialized doctors from Chennai will conduct medical camps across all relief camps. Their services will continue for 6 additional days, ensuring sustained medical support, treatment and access to essential medicines for displaced families.
The relief camps of the violence affected.
Well, we welcome the decision of the 6 judges, Supreme Court judges, distinguished judges, who will go on the 22nd of March. It is on the 1st of August 2023 that the Supreme Court had said that there is an absolute breakdown of constitutional machinery. Those were the exact words used by the Supreme Court. But in spite of that, it took the government almost 18-19 months to impose President's rule. So many questions arise. First question, in spite of getting a 2/3 overwhelming majority in the February 2022 Vidhan Sabha election, within the BJP and the NDA got a huge majority. Within 15 months, Manipur began to burn on the 3rd of May 2023. Why? Why 18-19 months after the Supreme Court had said that there is an absolute breakdown of constitutional machinery was President's rule? Why did it take 18 months to impose President's rule? Why there was no full-time governor for 6 months? They removed a tribal lady, a distinguished political personality. They removed her. She was feeling the pain of Manipur. They removed her and they gave additional charge to the governor of Assam. It took them 6 months to appoint after having got rid of the Adivasi lady, distinguished Adivasi lady, tribal lady. So they brought an ex-retired civil servant as a full-time governor. Why? Why did it take so long? And most importantly, why is the Prime Minister still silent on Manipur? He's traveling all over the world. He's a frequent flyer all over the world. But he doesn't have the time to go to Manipur. He goes to Assam. He doesn't go to Manipur. The Home Minister goes to Mizoram, goes to Assam, doesn't go to Manipur. Prime Minister does not meet the political parties, political leaders of Manipur. There is no all-party meeting on Manipur. What? Why? The pain of Manipur is the pain of India. The agony of Manipur is the agony of the people of India. And I'm glad that the Supreme Court judges are going. And I hope that this would motivate our frequent flyer Prime Minister to go to Manipur and spend a little time there.
But sir, a pertinent question is also, who has come up from the top court of our country that the judges are going there and taking the initiative?
Bilkul, it's a sad commentary on the government of India. It's a slap on the face of the government of India. ये सरकार को एक संकेत दे रहा है ना, सरकार को एक संदेशा भेज रहा है कि अगर आप कुछ नहीं करेंगे तो हम हैं यहाँ, संविधान की सुरक्षा करेंगे, संवैधानिक प्रणाली जो बिल्कुल बिगड़ चुका था, पूरी तरह से ध्वस्त हो चुकी थी, वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ही तो कहा था ना। तो मैं नहीं जानता हूँ क्या कारण था कि इन्होंने आज घोषणा की है कि वो 22 मार्च को जाएंगे, पर हम उसका स्वागत करते हैं। पर एक तरीके से देखा जाए, ये सरकार पर एक तमाचा है, सरकार को एक संदेशा भेज रहा है कि आपने मणिपुर में आप विफल रहे हैं, अब तक देरी से आपने प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल लगाए, प्रेसिडेंट्स रूल लगाने के बावजूद वहां कोई नॉर्मलसी नहीं वापस आई है। तो सैकड़ों लोग मारे गए हैं, हजारों लोग विस्थापित हुए हैं, शक, भय, वातावरण, तनाव, सब वहां एक ऐसा माहौल है मणिपुर में। तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का न्यायाधीशों को जाना, मैं समझता हूँ एक अच्छा कदम है, इट्स अ गुड पॉजिटिव स्टेप फॉरवर्ड, बट इट्स अ स्लैप ऑन द फेस ऑफ द मोदी गवर्नमेंट।
So we are happy to see the judicial system coming in and doing something for Manipur, because of the Pradhan Mantri, जो Prime Minister है, he never went to Manipur until now. He is visiting Mauritius, Maldives, America. He is becoming world statesperson, but he is not an Indian statesman to sort the issue out.
External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar highlighted the reality of there being increased use of tariffs and sanctions by various countries to protect one's economic interests, and that developing international relations has eroded the lines which divided different domains across countries. Tariffs, sanctions, whether we would like it or not, are a reality. Countries use them. EAM Jaishankar said as he was asked on India's refusing to use tariffs and sanctions on other countries. Jaishankar made the remarks during the panel discussion Commissars and Capital A's Politics, Business and New World Order during the Raisina dialogue held in New Delhi today. His remarks come amidst the United States announcing various tariffs on the import of goods from various countries, including from India.
Really, three capitalists sitting on this side, but I'm impressed to be seen as a commissar. It's a term from my youth, and I was quite amused to see it being used in this age, but I take it as a compliment. Now, your point, you know, tariffs, sanctions, you know, what's happening, export controls. I think whether we would like it or not, they are a reality. Countries use them. In fact, if one looks at the last decade, I would say we have seen a much greater weaponization of pretty much any kind of capability or any kind of economic activity. You know, it could be financial flows, it could be energy supplies, it could be technology. This is the reality of the world. Since I take the world as it is, we have to negotiate our way through that and see, you know, how best we can do for our own country. Because at the end of the day, for a government, for a commissar of the government, you fight for your business. You fight for your business because you're fighting for your employment. You're fighting for your comprehensive national power, of which business makes a very important contribution. I think today the lines, you know, dividing different domains have eroded. I think overall, if you see in international relations, I think it's a less restrained culture today than it was, say, a decade ago. And that's something we all need to factor in.
Does it bother you, the blurring lines?
I'm not, you know, I wouldn't say it would bother me because I've seen its evolution. I mean, I just accept it as part of the playing conditions. It's part of the assumptions, it's part of the challenge, you know, I would deal with it, ideally even.
That's all for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.
The Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, or the National